Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tayler Yarish Show. We're back. We're back, baby. Yeah. Got a large-ass Panera coffee. Next to that, I got a Starbucks coffee cup, reusable, that I have with water in there. Baby, I'm brand loyal, okay? I'm fucking brand loyal. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I took this Starbucks cup. It's a reusable. I took it. I know that's wrong. I was very angry at the Starbucks that I was in, and I felt helpless and out of control, and I took this Starbucks cup because my order was taking very long. They got it wrong once, and I was standing there, and they leave their merchandise just laying out, like it's sitting in a basket as soon as you walk in. It's like they're asking for it. And, I didn't even, I just picked it up and then I went up to get my drink with the thing in my hand and then I walked out. I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong to fucking steal. I'm sorry. But Starbucks can handle it, okay? They can handle it. It's like when I go into Panera and I use my free coffee thing and I don't get coffee, I get an iced tea or something. They can take it. They're going to be fine. But I'm still, I'm brand loyal. How many Starbucks things do you have to get before they owe you something? Probably nothing. I guess that's it. But I don't know. They're so big and they're so corporate now. They've been forever. They're so their shit, everything they sell should please everybody. That's how I feel. And some of their stuff is just god awful. I was in the park and there was a Starbucks nearby and I went in and I had some leftover stuff on my card. And so I got a strawberry acai refresher. Have you ever had one of these things? It's so vile. It is unbelievably sweet. I mean, nothing should be this sweet as a strawberry acai refresher from Starbucks. It's the sweetest thing I've ever had. It's like they took strawberries and soaked them in brown sugar and maple syrup and then stuffed them inside a mochi ice cream ball and then covered that in flour and deep fried it and covered it with powdered sugar and maple syrup and then topped it with more candied strawberries. That's what the fuck it tastes like. There's nothing refreshing about it at all. It's, it was so sweet. It's so sweet. And, maybe you're into that kind of thing. I'm sure most people are. I'm sure that, those are the same people who, when they go to Starbucks for coffee, they get a fucking mocha, frappa, hookah, juka, whatever. And I hope you know what you're doing. I hope you're not lying to yourself and thinking oh yeah, let me just grab a coffee real quick. This is coffee, all right? What I have here, this is coffee. It is only coffee. And yeah, it doesn't taste as good as as the milkshakes that you're fucking drinking, but that's what that is. This whole thing is 5 calories. Allegedly. I don't know how calories work. I really don't. Why do some things get to have them and others don't? They're like, oh, black coffee, 5 calories. Well, how are you adding that up? You know what I mean? Is a small black coffee, that's 5 calories, and then a large black coffee is 10 calories? What is it? How do you count a fucking calorie? I know a calorie is the amount of energy burned to something, and, let's look that up, actually. What is a calorie? The calorie is a unit of energy defined as the amount of heat needed to raise the temperature of a quantity of water by 1 degree. So it's nothing. This is horseshit. What the fuck does that mean? Okay, let's try to figure this out. The calorie is a unit of energy. I'm already lost. Does anyone even know what that means? Oh, this is a unit of energy. I only know units of measurement. That's all we were taught. I went to public school. No one taught units of energy. What other units of energy exist? Calorie is a unit of energy defined as the... Okay, here we go. The amount of heat needed to raise the temperature of a quantity of water by 1 degree. So, like, wait, okay. So, like, if you have, like, you turn on the hot water and then you raise the hot water, you can measure that in calories? Dude, I'm so lost. I don't know. Who came up with that? That doesn't make any sense. That makes zero sense. I don't know. Anyway, it's a lot of calories if you're drinking milkshakes. Yeah, here we are. I'll be honest, man. This podcast, it almost didn't happen today. It almost didn't happen. I was in a dark place earlier today. Just recently, like as of an hour ago. We woke up with the intention of going out for like a breakfast brunch thing at a place. It's like 10 o'clock or so. We go to Panera, we get the first round of coffee, we come back, we go outside, we're sitting on the stoop. We're both sitting there. And then we come back inside, and then a little while later, we go to leave to go to the breakfast place, and I can't find my keys. I lost my keys. And when I tell you that from 10:30 to 12:30, we were looking for these fucking keys. I lost there is nothing, I've realized this about myself, and I didn't need therapy to figure it out either. There's nothing in this world that irks me, that will drive me to insanity more than fucking losing something. Then I have control issues. Let's start there, huh? I have issues with not being in control of shit, and there's no more out of control scenario, really, I mean, that I can think of than you just losing something. It just isn't. You're like, it was here and now it isn't. And there's nothing you can do about it. I rip apart places when I can't find something. And it starts small, and I'm just like, I start laughing to myself. I'm like, all right, where is it? Where is this thing? Come on, come on, where is it? And then I start taking deep breaths. And I'm like, okay. I start doing that thing where I'm talking through my teeth and I'm over enunciating. I'm like, where is it? And I mean, I thought we came in the apartment, and I put it on the counter. I went to the bathroom. I sat down on the couch, and then I didn't do anything until we left. So you start looking in places that don't make any sense. I'm like unzipping things I'm like unzipping my backpack that I haven't touched since yesterday. Maybe it's in here. Maybe it's somehow in the cabinet where we keep the blender. Maybe that's where it is. You ruffle the bed sheets 40 times. Maybe it's in the bed sheets. You check the couch cushions. You move the couch, and it just isn't there. It's so infuriating. Yes, this is why they created that tile thing, and it's currently sitting in my Amazon cart. It's fine, and I should have had one a long time ago. I used to have one. The battery died, and I never changed it, so I threw it out. But I'm gonna get one. I need it, but man, I got to a point where I told Kate, I'm like, even if I do find it right now, I'm not going to be able to go eat. I'm going to be too upset. I'm already too upset. And, I'm trying to deep breathe and stuff. And, people are very well, when you lose something and you're freaking out, people are very well-intentioned. They try to calm you down. But none of the advice, again, it's a loss of control thing. None of the advice that they're going to give you fucking helps at all. They're like, okay, where did you last put it? Oh, that's where I didn't look. I didn't look in the last place where I thought it was. Oh, I'm a moron. That doesn't help. Where did you last put it? Could it have fallen? Did you check? Oh, it's my favorite. Did you check your pockets? Hey. I've been looking for 2 hours. I've checked the bottom of the garbage can by now. You think I haven't looked in my flippin' pockets? And I have a lot of hostility when I'm in that mode, when I lose something. I told Kate, I'm like, thank God you're here, because if you weren't here, there would be a lot of broken things in this apartment. It's really something I got to work on. I'm not a yeller. I don't lose my temper at people. I don't really get that upset that much, but when I lose stuff, I'm a different person, man. Seriously. It's fucking bad. And, so anyway, I finally resort to, after 2.5 hours, I'm like, they're just not here. There's only so many square feet in this apartment. They're not here. So I made a sign that said, I lost a pair of keys. If you find them, please text me or call me at this number. Here's the apartment I'm in. And I posted at the front of our door because I'm like, I must have dropped them. And then like a half hour, 45 minutes later, my neighbor calls me. She's like, hey, I'm your neighbor. I think I see your keys. They're hanging on the railing outside. So somebody found them and then hung them outside on the railing, which, why put them inside? I don't know. Anyway, I was very happy. I was like, you guys, you saved very dark things from happening. I mean, it was rough. So I got the keys back. It's fine. But I don't know. I mean, I got to a place, I'm like, I don't think I can do anything today. I got to do a set later. I was like, I'm canceling everything. I'm just going to sit here and be mad because I can't go anywhere else. The president's dog died. That's a bummer, huh? Champ was his name. That seems like what Biden would call people walking around. Like, that seems like what Biden would call people in the White House as he walks by. Hey, Champ. How's it going, sport? He just, he totally has that energy. He's a sport champ, bud, kind of guy. Nobody likes to lose a fucking dog, obviously. But it's amazing how official, like the White House released a statement on it. Is there any criteria? And I'm just asking, is there any criteria for what deserves an official statement from the White House? You know what I mean? Because it's it's not everything gets a statement. We could drone strike a wedding, nothing, and then they'll hold a press conference for when the dog dies. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't. I'm just saying, what is the, here's why I don't like statements. I think that's it. I don't like a statement. Have you ever trusted a statement that was released? Ever? Ever once? Ever? Think about any time somebody gets in trouble And then they release a statement. You're like, oh, they're fucking full of shit. For sure. You know, anytime the company of H&M does not support or align with the values that have been displayed on the blah 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 blah, you never buy it. And obviously, you know, it's they release, you know, some heartfelt message with the White House insignia and yada yada. It's just like, I don't know. I just get creeped out by statements. I like when it's too official. You know what I mean? I don't know. The statement they released, I feel like it's very similar to the statement that they'll probably release when Biden passes, you know? They could use it both ways. Here's the statement. Our hearts are, just imagine, this is for the dog, but just imagine that this was for Biden. Doesn't it kind of make sense still? Our hearts are heavy today as we let you know that our beloved has passed away peacefully at his home. He was our constant, cherished companion during the last 13 years and was adored by the entire family. Even as his strength waned in his last months, when we came into the room, he would immediately pull himself up, his tail always wagging, and nuzzle us for an ear scratch or belly rub. Wherever we were, he wanted to be, and everything was instantly better when he was next to us. He loved nothing more than curling up at our feet in front of a fire at the end of a day, joining us as a comforting presence in meetings and sunning himself in the White House garden. Like, couldn't this be, you know, they could probably reuse this, right? I mean, who knows where he's going to be in like a year or two, you know? And I don't like it. I don't like that the president can't really speak that well. But it is, I don't want to say it's troubling. But like, you know, you see a statement that's like beautifully worded and then they go on CNN and or you hear them speak and it's just like there's no coherent thought whatsoever. And I don't know. I don't really care enough about this to you know, we should have a president that knows how to think. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about politics. I think it's funny sometimes, but I don't care. I just saw a thing that like we're going to have the 4th New York mayor debate. I didn't even know there was a first. I couldn't tell you beyond Andrew Yang, because he does the most fucking social shit and he pops on podcasts, which is probably a smart move, to be honest. Beyond Andrew Yang, I could not tell you one fucking person that's running. And I don't care. I don't care. Are they gonna do? I mean, anybody who's in politics or anything, like you go, you see like the tweets and the way they communicate with people. It's just like you're not a person. I was like looking at the story of like the dog and everything. I was like scrolling through tweets and stuff that were similar. And then like as you scroll, they get less and less relevant. And there was this one guy, Chris D. Jackson, who's a former state director, local elected official. I don't know. His profile picture on Twitter is a caricature of himself. Like it's not saying that it's a joke. Like it's a legit caricature drawing. So, you know, he's for sure all there. And it says, breaking, all caps. POTUS Joe Biden will host a White House ceremony later this year for the unveiling of former President Barack Obama's portrait. Who else can't wait? Can't wait? Like, who else can't wait? I can't wait. I can't wait for the unveiling of the portrait. Am I crazy? Do people actually care? Maybe this is me. Maybe I don't care, but like, Who else can't wait? Am I right, gang? Yeah. I don't know. I suppose it's fine. It's just this, sometimes I just see stuff and I'm just like, come on. That's not how you talk. You don't talk like that. This made people angry, I guess. Jeff Bezos is going to space, and people want him to stay there. Did you see this? So apparently Jeff Bezos is going to fly to space in a rocket or something like that, and like 45,000 people signed a petition for him to not return to space. 45 signed a petition. Who starts a petition? Number one, I fucking hate petitions. All right, we get bamboozled with them. That's probably not the right word. We get bombarded. There it is, with petitions in New York City. You come out of the train, there's just some person there with a clipboard, and they're waving at you as you're walking. First of all, nobody waves. Nobody waves in this city, okay? Nobody waves to anybody. People wouldn't wave to me if I was about to be hit by a truck, okay? They would just let it happen and keep on going to work. So it's gross. You walk by and they're like, "Hey, hey, can I talk? Can no, don't talk. Don't you understand? Don't you live in this city? You don't look at anybody. You don't talk to anybody. And you just keep it moving. Unless you're, maybe in a borough and like somebody's sitting on a stoop and you walk by, it's a residential neighborhood. You say, hey, hello, good morning. Something like that. That's fine. But like out in this, if I'm going, I have headphones like these ones on. Don't look at me. I don't want to I don't want to overturn. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to talk to you. Like, do you think that I've worked? I mean, maybe me because I'm compulsively early to places, but like, do you think most people have built in 4 minutes of chit chat into their commute to talk to you about how, blenders get thrown away all the time and it's bad for the ocean and how we have to stop the company? Anyway, 45,000 people signed a petition for him not to return to Earth. Dude, people really hate that guy. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Yeah, he runs a company that, the work conditions are probably not the best, but you're all buying fucking t-shirts that were made in Bangladesh or Thailand or something, and the people there are making 7 cents, per week, and you have no problem with that. But this guy who, makes people take quick pee breaks and makes your life extremely easy, you're like, oh, this guy should die in space. You fucking losers. What a bunch of losers. You just want to knock him down. You just want to knock old Jeff Bezos down. Billionaires shouldn't exist. Yeah, says the person who has fucking, $300 in their bank account. Of course you're going to have that, that point of view. And maybe they got to where they are because they stepped on a bunch of people's heads and that's the way that, maybe that happened. But I don't know, like, for me, Jeff Bezos, and I could be, and again, this whole thing is I could be wrong. Jeff Bezos crushing it out there doesn't stop me from doing that. Like, is he stopping people from, because as far as I'm concerned, all he did was make his services available and the market came to him. People, like, Amazon doesn't exist and it doesn't work unless people use the shit. You all have fucking Prime. How many of those 45,000 signatures, how many of you jackasses have Amazon Prime? All of them? I mean, you know how many people during the pandemic were blowing up Amazon trying to get their food delivered because they didn't want to go to a grocery store? It's like, you're just mad he made the thing that, oh, Jeff Bezos is trying to take over the world. No, he just made a thing that everyone in the world could fucking use. You know what I mean? I don't know what it was like to try and start that, to try and start an Amazon. You know, all the organizing and the making sure the trucks show up and all the other stuff. I can't organize a poker game with my friends. And this guy is shipping shit from Santa Monica to Delaware somehow, just making shit show up on a plane somehow. I mean, is he like running some sort of underground pedophile ring that I don't know about? That people are like, oh, he should not return to space. I mean, am I crazy? I mean, listen, I'm not gonna go into how much I love Amazon and how much they've done convenience-wise for my life, but it's a lot. It's a lot. People love to just fucking hate on people, man. They love to just take him down. Take Elon down. Take Jeff Bezos down. Dude, chill the fuck out. The guy made Amazon. He's going to space. You just don't like greatness. I mean, this guy is, you know, in terms of commerce and just business sectors, he's your fucking LeBron. He's your Jordan. Insert name. And you just don't like him because he's just a fucking rich dude with a wonky eye, just doling out cash. And he's like, what do I want to do? I want to build a rocket and go to space. Boom. Oh, I want to, you know, insert thing. He does it. Same thing with Elon. He pisses a lot of people off because he just does shit. People don't like when there's it's easy because he's the face of it. He's the face of Amazon. So there's a lot of people in there that are making the gears turn in that company. You know what I mean? Like those workers that people, you know, are upset that they work in the conditions that they work in and they get 30 seconds to go to the bathroom or else, you know, their light goes off and they drop into a pit of fire or whatever happens in those warehouses. But like, there's a lot of people that are enforcing those rules. So like, are they held accountable? Should they come to some moral awakening and just walk out of the company? It's like, how many people are responsible for the shit that you're just getting mad at Jeff for? You know? I'm so in over my head with this conversation with myself, but, you know, I think I've made a few points, if I can say so myself. Right? I don't know. Love this coffee. I don't know, man. Everyone's just got to take a chill pill, says the guy who an hour ago was screaming at the ceiling and throwing my coffee table around the room. I don't know. We're pretty much out of this fucking COVID thing. New York has no mask mandates, even though it's not going to change anything because it still goes down to the businesses, as it should, I think. But even though they came out and they're like, hey, there's no mask thing anymore. You can pretty much go anywhere besides a hospital without a mask, and so you're fine. And yet, you know, you're still going to have your coffee shop who's like, we still think that. I looked up the numbers for New York at least, and it was like 400 cases. Like the day I looked up, it was like 400 cases the previous day out of the entire New York state. And there's like 19 million people in this state. So I don't know. It seems like it's not that big of a deal, and we can stop fucking wearing these things. But of course, nobody wants to be the first one, even though they said that you can No one wants to be, we're so just, we're hypnotized, man. There's chips in the vaccine, man. That's the dumbest thing ever. How do they put it's a liquid. How would they put a chip in there? Can they do that? Is that like a thing? Am I not savvy enough for like, dude, you could totally put chips in liquids. That's like, dude, that's 2010 shit. They've been putting chips in liquids for 10, 15 years now, bro. Some guy in his basement, tinfoil hat. Let me show you the prototype that the FBI actually used back in the day on Hoover. They tried to chip him in his morning coffee. I don't know. I don't think it's not going to be and of course then everybody comes back and everyone thinks they were the first one to have the point where like, well, don't you know you're already being tracked on your phone? Why would they need to track you with the chip when they're already tracking you on your phone? You nailed it. They're tracking us on the phone. I think the only difference would be that there's not a microchip, in my fucking arm. You know? A microchip on yeah, your phone is a microchip, of course. Of course, we know that. But, I think it's a little different than if they were microchipping us in our arm, which is coming. It's going to come, and guess what? We're going to do it voluntarily because it's going to automatically fucking scan for coupons or some dumb shit. You know what I mean? You get your microchip, it's going to come with 2 free years of Amazon Prime, and people will get it. Guarantee you. I'll get it, probably. If everyone else gets it, I'll probably get it. I'll be honest. I don't know. Anything that like happens with convenience, it usually hits the big cities first. So, I don't know. If I could get a chip that like helps me scan into the subway quicker, I'll probably get it. I probably will. You know what I mean? If a microchip makes our life easier, what am I going to be, the only fucking guy without a microchip? And now I'm the one holding up the group because I have to enter all my information in manually, and the whole group is looking at me like, dude, get your shit together. You didn't get fucking chipped, And then the thing is happening, and they're waiting on me, and I'm going to make us late. I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to be the guy to make the group late. So, microchip me up with all the, so it has all my info and it scans for the coupons or whatever it does. It's going to happen. We're all, you know what I mean? Look at this thing. This is a fucking Apple Watch. This is almost a microchip. I scan into the subway with this watch. I pay for shit at the grocery store with this watch. I mean, it's not that much different. They're just going to be like, why would you want to wear the watch? It gets in the way of things when you could just wave the palm of your hand. Wouldn't you just want to, can't you see that like, when Apple does those keynote videos that they email to everybody and they expect to fucking watch, they expect us to watch it. Have you ever watched an Apple keynote video in your life? No. Watch dude, it's so arrogant. You go on their website and they release, a new iPad or something and they show you the specs and like what it does. And they're like, oh, still not convinced? Watch the keynote. Again, what kind of a loser? But I can see, Apple unveiling the new thing. And they're going to have, they're the best marketing in the world. They're going to have some sick-ass tagline for the microchip. And we're going to be like, yeah, oh my God. Why haven't we been doing this all along? I'm telling you it's coming. And we're going to do it voluntarily. And it's just a race. Is it going to be Apple or is it going to be Amazon? It's probably not going to be Microsoft. Someone's coming out with the chip. Maybe Google. But we're going to get it. And we're going to get it voluntarily. Okay? If it can make me get my Panera coffee that much quicker, I'm going to get it. However, if I have to like scan into Starbucks and they have my information in there and then they notice that their shit is missing and they can somehow track this stolen thing back to me, then that won't be cool. then I'll ask for, for the chip to be taken out, because I don't want to be on the grid in that way. I want to be able to come and go in retail stores and take as I please. All right, this went off the rails a little bit. But yeah, thank you for listening. That was the podcast this week. Again, almost didn't happen. I was real nervous. Yeah, have a good week. We'll see you next week. Thanks so much for listening. Peace out. Yeah, bye.